Welcome to the Health Headliner podcast by Tudu Digital. Our content is informational only and not medical advice. Please consult your provider. Now, let's dive into today's headlines.
All right, so today we're going to take a deep dive into some really fascinating research about a potential weapon against pancreatic cancer.
Oh, wow.
You know, pancreatic cancer, it's aggressive
It is.
and it's tough to treat, right?
Yes, very much so.
But what if we could,
Mm.
train the body's own defenses to target and just destroy those cancer cells?
That would be amazing.
That's what researchers are exploring right now with this new RNA vaccine.
I'm excited to hear about this.
We've got this recent article from Medical Express about a phase I trial
Okay.
that's showing some really promising results.
Great.
And this is all based on research
Mhm.
published in Nature.
Excellent source.
Yeah.
So how does this vaccine work? What's the secret sauce?
Well, maybe you can tell us a little bit more about that. I
Okay.
know you're the expert here.
Well, what's interesting is that this vaccine uses these things called neoantigens.
Neoantigens, okay.
And these are basically, like flags, like red flags that cancer cells wave,
Okay.
saying, hey, immune system, come over here. Look at me.
Gotcha.
And they're created when there are errors in the DNA of the tumor cells.
Right.
And that leads to the production of proteins that just aren't found
Yeah.
in healthy cells.
So it's like giving the immune system
Yes,
a personalized most wanted poster
that is a great way to put it.
for each patient's cancer. Am I
You're exactly right.
on the right track there?
Yeah. So the immune system then can use its T cells
Uh-huh.
to seek out and destroy anything
Okay.
with those neoantigen flags.
So it's like a seek and destroy mission for the T cells.
Exactly.
But I've always heard that pancreatic cancer is particularly tricky because it doesn't produce many of these neoantigens.
You're right. It's a sneaky one.
So the cancer cells are kind of hiding in plain sight then.
They're very good at it.
That's really tough.
That's where this RNA vaccine comes in.
I'm ready.
It's got this long name. It's called Autogene Cevumeran.
Autogene Cevumeran.
But what's important is that it's personalized
Okay.
to each patient's tumor.
So they're taking a biopsy of the tumor
That's right.
and then identifying these unique neoantigens
Exactly.
and then using that information to create the vaccine.
It's exactly how it works.
Wow. So wait,
Yeah.
does that mean that
It's complex.
they're manufacturing like a whole new vaccine for every single patient?
It is. It's really
Well,
complex.
how does that even...
That's part of what makes it so groundbreaking,
All right.
I mean, they're literally crafting a custom-made weapon for each person's immune system.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's wild.
It's very cool.
So tell me about this trial.
Okay, yeah.
So they enrolled
It's a small trial.
16 patients.
Right.
Okay, and these patients, they could have the tumors surgically removed.
Yes. Yeah, so they had resectable pancreatic cancer.
Gotcha.
So they took out the tumors and then gave them the vaccine
All right.
along with the standard chemotherapy
Okay.
and a drug called atezolizumab.
What is that?
And that basically helps the immune system
Okay.
boost its response.
Gotcha. So it's like a combination therapy approach.
It is.
So what were the results? Did it work?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm dying to know, did this personalized approach actually make a difference?
This is where it gets really exciting.
Okay.
8 of the 16 patients
Half.
developed these, incredibly strong,
Wow.
long-lasting immune responses.
Okay.
We're talking about T cells that could recognize and attack cancer cells years after they were vaccinated. Years later.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible.
It's really remarkable.
And what about those patients, the ones who had this amazing, this superpowered immune response?
Right.
What happened to them?
So they had significantly fewer recurrences than the patients who didn't have
Okay.
such a strong response.
So it really seems like it was working.
It seems to suggest that the vaccine was doing what it was supposed to do.
Wow.
It was priming the immune system
Yeah.
to keep the cancer in check.
It's almost like their immune systems had like a photographic memory of those cancer cells,
Right.
and they were just ready to attack if they ever saw them again.
Exactly.
Okay, that's amazing.
But you bring up a really good point.
Okay,
Only half of the patients had that amazing response.
right.
Why didn't it work for everybody?
Yeah, that's a great question.
That's a big question.
Why not everybody?
It could be a bunch of different things.
Okay.
It could be differences in their immune systems.
Right.
The characteristics of their tumors.
Yeah.
How they responded to the chemotherapy.
Okay.
There's a lot we don't know.
Right.
But the fact that it works so well for some people is a huge step forward.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
It makes you wonder what was different about those two groups.
That's what they're trying to figure out.
Yeah.
To delve a little deeper, they used a tool called CloneTrack to track specific groups of T cells.
Okay.
Called clones.
Clones.
And they found that these T cell clones that were induced by the vaccine persisted for an average of 7.7 years.
Wow,
that's a long time.
That's long-lasting immunity.
Yeah.
How do they know? How do they know that those T cells?
That's a great question.
Were actually effective.
Right.
At fighting the cancer. Did they actually see them?
Well, they did.
In action.
They did.
Okay.
They re-exposed the T cells to the cancer neoantigens years later.
Okay.
And they still attacked.
Wow. Talk about dedication, right?
It's incredible, right?
They're like little cancer-seeking missiles.
They are.
Just waiting to be deployed.
That's a good way to visualize it.
Yeah, so this all sounds amazing.
It's very exciting.
But there's got to be some limitations, right?
Well, you're absolutely right. The research is still in early stages.
Okay.
We need larger trials to really confirm these findings.
Okay.
And see if they hold true in a larger group of people. But
right.
There's also the challenge of tumor evolution.
Tumor evolution.
Okay.
Okay, what does that mean?
So over time, cancer cells can mutate and change.
Oh, right.
And it's like they're constantly trying to outsmart the immune system, right?
So it's like even if the T cells are trained to recognize those neoantigens on the initial tumor,
exactly,
things change.
They might change, yeah, making it harder for the T cells to do their job.
Exactly.
So it's like a constant arms race.
It is
between the immune system.
It is an arms race.
And the
cancer. It is.
It's a little daunting, frankly.
It can be, but scientists are, they're not sitting still.
They're working on ways to combat this.
Okay.
So, for example, they're exploring the possibility of including multiple neoantigens in the vaccine.
So even if...
To cover a wider range of potential mutations.
Yeah, even if the cancer cell tries to kind of disguise itself, the T cells have multiple targets to go after.
Exactly. It's like, having a wanted poster with multiple mug shots.
I like that, yeah.
Right. Each one highlighting a different feature of the criminal.
Hedging your bets.
You got it.
Giving the immune system as many weapons as possible.
That's the idea.
I love this.
It's really cool.
I mean, this is like a whole new way of thinking about cancer treatment, isn't it?
It really is. It really is.
Yeah.
Instead of just trying to kill the cancer cells with brute force.
Right. Which is traditionally
like with chemotherapy.
Yeah.
We're trying to empower the body to fight it from within.
So instead of a sledgehammer, we're using a scalpel.
That's a great analogy.
Precision.
It's about precision.
Harnessing the power of the immune system.
Absolutely.
So fascinating.
Yeah.
We've covered the basics of this new RNA vaccine.
We have.
How it works.
Yeah.
But now I'm curious, how did they actually get the mRNA into the T cells?
That's a great question, and that's what we're going to talk about when we get back.
I can't wait.
Sounds good.
This is really exciting stuff.
It is. So before the break, we were talking about this really innovative approach, using RNA vaccines to train the immune system to fight pancreatic cancer.
Yeah, I'm still kind of stuck on how they deliver those instructions to the T cells.
Right.
Like, how does that work?
It's actually pretty ingenious.
Okay.
So the vaccine uses messenger RNA, mRNA.
Okay.
And that carries the genetic code for building those neoantigens that we were talking about.
So it's like a recipe for the cells.
Like a recipe that guides the cell to create the protein that we want.
So we're delivering blueprints directly to the T cells, telling them this is what the enemy looks like, go find it and destroy it.
Yeah, you got it. But there's a catch.
Okay.
You can't just inject the mRNA directly.
Why is that?
It's pretty fragile.
Okay.
And it can get degraded before it reaches the T cells.
Oh, so it needs some kind of protection.
Exactly.
Like a shield or something.
Exactly. And that's where these things called lipoplexes come in.
Lipoplexes.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not familiar.
So imagine like tiny bubbles microscopic bubbles
Okay.
made of fat-like molecules.
Okay.
And these bubbles, the lipoplexes,
Uh-huh.
they encapsulate the mRNA,
Oh, so they're like,
protecting it,
Like little delivery trucks.
that's a great way to think about it.
transporting this precious cargo
Exactly.
to the T cells.
Yeah, and so these little delivery trucks,
Uh-huh.
they reach the T cells, and then they fuse with the cell membrane,
Okay,
releasing the mRNA inside.
gotcha. So the mRNA is safely inside the T cell.
Right.
What happens then?
Well, this is where the real magic happens.
Oh,
So the cell has these things called ribosomes,
okay.
which are like little protein factories.
Okay, so they're like the construction workers of the cell.
Exactly.
Okay.
And they read the instructions
Mm-hmm.
from the mRNA,
Uh-huh.
and they start building the neoantigens.
Okay.
So now the T cell
Yeah.
has these neoantigen flags on its surface.
Oh, so they're like putting on their uniforms. They're ready to go into battle.
They're ready to go.
This is amazing.
And when they encounter cancer cells displaying the same neoantigens,
Yeah.
they recognize them
Uh-huh.
as foreign invaders and launch an attack.
This is just, it's mind-blowing how the body can be trained to fight its own battle.
I know, it's really incredible.
But, we talked earlier about tumor evolution.
Yeah.
Those cancer cells can change, they can mutate,
Right. They're tricky.
make it harder for the immune system to keep up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a big challenge.
So are researchers doing anything to try to address that?
They are. So one strategy is to include like multiple neoantigens in the vaccine,
Okay.
right? So you target a wider array of potential mutations.
So it's like giving the immune system multiple ways
Yeah, exactly.
to identify the cancer cells.
It's like
Yeah,
a wanted poster with multiple mugshots,
Right.
highlighting different features of the criminal.
I like that analogy.
So even if the cancer cell changes its appearance a little bit,
Right.
the T cells still have other ways to recognize it.
It's like you're playing a game of hide and seek,
Right.
but you've got multiple people looking.
Exactly.
So you're more likely to find the person.
Exactly. That's the idea.
That's really smart.
And they're also, combining the vaccine with other therapies
Oh, okay.
that can help suppress tumor growth
Okay.
and prevent that rapid evolution.
So it's kind of like a multi-pronged
Yeah.
attack.
Yep.
You're hitting the cancer from different angles
That's right.
to give the immune system the best chance.
That's the goal.
I love this concept. I mean, this is revolutionary.
It is. It's really exciting.
It's like we're moving into a whole new era of medicine
It feels that way, doesn't
where
it?
we're working with the body
Yeah.
instead of just trying to attack the disease.
It's a paradigm shift, right?
Yeah.
We're moving towards personalized medicine.
Right. Tailoring the treatments
Exactly.
to the individual.
And empowering the body to heal itself.
That's powerful.
It is.
But hold on a second.
Yeah.
If this is so personalized and every vaccine is custom made,
Yeah.
wouldn't that be incredibly expensive?
That's a really good question.
How accessible would this treatment be,
Right.
to the average person?
Yeah, so you're right. The process of creating a personalized vaccine right now is complex and it's expensive.
Okay.
But as with any new technology, we can expect costs to come down as the research advances.
Okay.
Production gets more streamlined.
So it's just a matter of time.
Hopefully, yeah. The hope is that it will become more widely available and affordable.
Yeah, I really hope so.
Yeah.
It would be incredible if this became, like a standard treatment
It would be amazing.
for pancreatic cancer.
It would.
So what are the next steps in the research? What needs to happen to make this a reality?
So the next step is to move into larger clinical trials.
Okay.
This phase I trial was really small, only 16 patients.
Right. So we need more data.
We need more data.
Essentially repeat the trial
Exactly.
on a larger scale.
Yeah, and that will help us confirm the safety and effectiveness and also understand why some patients respond so well and others don't.
So if those trials are successful, what happens then? Like, what's the process to actually get this treatment approved and available?
So if the trials are successful, then the researchers would submit an application to the FDA
Okay.
for approval. And that process involves a very rigorous review
Right.
of all the data to make sure it's safe and effective.
So it's a long road ahead,
It is.
but the potential here
It's huge.
is really groundbreaking.
It really is.
I mean, this could change the way we approach not just pancreatic cancer,
Right?
but potentially other diseases as well.
Exactly.
Now, that's something I want to talk about.
Yeah, let's discuss that.
we've covered the science and the potential and even some of the challenges with this vaccine.
Yeah.
But I want to kind of shift gears for a second and leave you all with something to really think about.
Okay, I like it.
So what I find really interesting is how this research, how it changes our perspective on treatment,
Yeah.
rather than directly attacking the disease. We're empowering the body to kind of become its own healer.
Right. Right. Almost like we're giving the immune system this set of blueprints and saying, okay, you know what to do.
Exactly.
Go get them.
It's like we're training our own internal army to fight the battle for us.
I like that.
But that leads to kind of another question that I've been talking about.
Hey.
Could this personalized approach extend beyond just treating existing diseases?
That's a really interesting question.
What if we could use it preventively?
Preventatively.
Yeah.
Wow. That would be incredible.
So you're talking about preventing diseases before they even show up.
Yeah, I mean, imagine a future where healthcare includes analyzing your genetic predispositions.
Okay.
Identifying your potential health risks.
So figuring out what you're most susceptible to?
Exactly. And then using this RNA technology, create personalized vaccines that basically prime your immune system.
Gotcha.
To be on high alert for those specific threats.
So instead of waiting for something to go wrong, we're kind of giving the body this head start.
Exactly, like an early warning system for your health.
Wow, that's amazing.
I know, it's really cool.
But that's got to be a long way off, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is still very much in the realm of speculation.
Okay.
There are a lot of challenges, scientific and ethical.
Right.
But the possibilities are so compelling.
Yep.
It's definitely a future worth exploring.
It really makes you think, what if the future of medicine isn't about finding cures?
Right.
About making cures unnecessary.
Wow.
This research, this RNA vaccine research, it might just be the first step.
It could be. It could be.
In that direction.
It's an exciting time to be in the field of medicine.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
There's so much potential.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have.
The science, the potential, the challenges, and it's clear that this research is a potential game changer.
Yeah, I think so too.
But as with any groundbreaking discovery, it's important to be cautious.
Right.
Wait for the results of those larger trials.
Absolutely.
Before we get too carried away.
We need more data.
But the initial results are certainly promising.
They are. They are very exciting.
And we'll definitely be following this research closely.
Absolutely.
And we'll keep you all updated
on
any new developments.
Can't wait to hear more.
In the meantime, we hope this deep dive has given you a better understanding of this incredible technology and the potential it holds for the future of medicine.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining us, everyone.
Thanks for tuning in to the Health Headliner podcast by To Digital. Like and subscribe for more health news and breakthroughs. Stay healthy and informed. See you next time.